For some Baywatch actors, the show was a launchpad to bigger stages and brighter spotlights. For others, it was the high water mark of their fame. Let's dive in and break down which Baywatch stars soared after their days on the beach, which ones vanished from Hollywood's radar, and who carved out solid careers in between. As we go, drop a comment with your favorite Baywatch star and subscribe for more retro TV flashbacks. David Hasselhoff. When you think Baywatch, you think of the Hoff, but his impact on the franchise goes beyond playing lifeguard Mitch Buchanan. What many people don't know is that he actually saved the show. When NBC canceled Baywatch after one season, Hasselhoff took a huge risk. He helped buy the rights and move the show into global syndication. That ownership stake paid off big, earning him an estimated $100 million as Baywatch became one of the most watched shows in the world. Afterward, he dove into everything. Broadway, Judging America's Got Talent, and a long music career spanning 15 albums. He embraced self-parody, cameoing as himself in the SpongeBob SquarePants movie and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Decades after those slow-motion runs, the Hoff is still in motion and still winning. Pamela Anderson. With her blonde bombshell charisma, Pamela Anderson became Baywatch's breakout star. As C.J. Parker, she turned red swimsuits and beachside slow motion into a global 90s obsession. After leaving in 1997, she leaned into her fame, headlining Barbed Wire, starring in the campy hit VIP, spoofing herself in Scary Movie 3 and Superhero Movie, and competing on Dancing with the Stars and Dancing on Ice. Then came the reinvention. In 2022, she earned rave reviews on Broadway as Roxy Hart in Chicago, followed by her raw memoir, Love Pamela, and its Netflix companion documentary in 2023. By 2025, she'd come full circle, starring in the reboot of The Naked Gun. From 90s sex symbol to acclaimed actress and author, Pamela proved she's always been more than a slow-motion fantasy. She's a survivor with staying power. Jason Momoa. Yes, Aquaman himself started out in the surf of Baywatch, Hawaii. In 1999, a 19-year-old Jason Momoa made his acting debut as Jason Ioane, the easygoing lifeguard of the show's final seasons. Back then, he was a fresh-faced model-turned-actor, a long way from the fierce warrior image he'd later perfect. After Baywatch ended in 2001, Momoa hustled through small roles and low-budget projects until his breakout in Stargate Atlantis, where his presence finally commanded attention. Then came 2011 and Game of Thrones. As Khal Drogo, Momoa turned a one-season arc into pop culture legend. From there, he leveled up fast. Conan the Barbarian, Justice League, and a billion-dollar reign as Aquaman, it's one of Hollywood's wildest glow-ups, the Baywatch rookie who went from rescuing swimmers to ruling the seas. Angie Harmon. Many fans forget that Angie Harmon's first acting job was Baywatch Nights, the bizarre spin-off where Mitch Buchanan moonlighted as a detective. Discovered by Hasselhoff on a plane, Harmon played P.I. Ryan McBride with sharp wit and zero nonsense. The series didn't last, but it launched her career. By 1998, she'd swap bikinis for courtroom suits as ADA Abby Carmichael on Law & Order, earning more attention in a blazer than she ever did on the beach. The 2000s brought a few misfires, short-lived shows and pilots that fizzled. But Harmon's persistence paid off big in 2010 with Rizzoli and Isles, which ran for 7 seasons. Today, she balances family life with new projects and directing, proof that slow and steady can still lead to a primetime triumph. Carmen Electra. Carmen Electra only spent one season as Lonnie McKenzie, but she turned that Baywatch spotlight into a full-blown pop culture empire. A former Prince protege and Playboy cover girl, she joined the show in 1997, instantly stealing the opening credits with her dancer's poise and beachside charisma. After 22 episodes, she doubled down on her sex symbol persona, posing for Playboy multiple times, touring with the Pussycat Dolls burlesque show, and even founding the delightfully absurd Naked Women's Wrestling League. That same year, she replaced Jenny McCarthy as host of MTV's Singled Out, charming a whole new audience with her playful energy. Through the 2000s, Carmen leaned into comedy, spoofing her own image in Scary Movie, Date Movie, and Epic Movie. She may never have chased Oscars, but she's built a career on confidence, self-awareness, and longevity. Not bad for a self-proclaimed Baywatch fan who once had to pinch herself seeing her name roll across those iconic waves. Now, not every Baywatch actor became a superstar or pop icon, but many carved out steady, respectable careers. Alexandra Paul. As Lieutenant Stephanie Holden, Alexandra Paul was the brains and heart of Baywatch in the mid-90s. After her character's shocking death by lightning, Paul stepped away from the Hollywood fast lane, but carved out an impressive path of her own. She appeared in Melrose Place, Mad Men, and a long list of indie films and Lifetime dramas. Always working, always evolving. Off-screen, she's even more remarkable. An Ironman triathlete, environmental activist, and frequent protester willing to be arrested for her beliefs. Alexandra may not chase red carpets anymore, but in the arenas of wellness, sustainability, and compassion, she's a star who never stopped shining. Parker Stevenson. A seasoned actor long before he hit the sand, Parker Stevenson brought calm authority to Baywatch as original cast member Craig Pomeroy. He left the show early but never strayed far, even returning to direct a few episodes at Hasselhoff's request after joking he was done running around the beach in a Speedo. Through the 2000s and beyond, Stevenson stayed busy with TV, movies, and guest spots while discovering a second passion behind the lens. Now an accomplished photographer, he's built a name for his striking architectural and portrait work. Never a blockbuster star, but always creating, Parker Stevenson embodies the working actor's art. Steady, grounded, and quietly successful. Brooke Burns. Brooke Burns joined Baywatch in its final seasons, but she made that brief run count. A former model, she used the show as a launchpad for a remarkably steady career. By 2002, she was hosting the wild stunt game show Dog Eat Dog, later becoming a fan favorite on the quiz hit The Chase. On the acting side, she popped up in Shallow Hal, headlined a string of TV movies, and became a Hallmark regular. Off-screen, Burns made headlines for her romance with Bruce Willis and a terrifying 2005 diving accident that broke her neck. A recovery she calls her second chance. Now in her 40s, she's a mom of two and still a fixture on TV, with the same sunny energy that first lit up the Baywatch shoreline. Billy Warlock. As rookie lifeguard Eddie Kramer, Billy Warlock was an early Baywatch fan favorite. The pint-sized dynamo with a big grin and bigger heart. Before the show, he'd already made waves, winning a Daytime Emmy for Days of Our Lives. After leaving Baywatch in 1992, Warlock returned to his soap roots, racking up credits on General Hospital, The Young and the Restless, and One Life to Live, usually playing the charming troublemaker. Then in a twist worthy of a Hallmark ending, Warlock decided to step off the Hollywood treadmill. In 2006, after marrying fellow soap star Julie Pinson, he packed up for Colorado and became a ski instructor. From lifeguard to soap star to snow pro, it's one of the most grounded and happiest second acts in Baywatch history. Eddie Cibrian. Few remember that a young Eddie Cibrian joined Baywatch Nights in its second season, trading the beach for bizarre sci-fi mysteries. The role was short-lived, but it launched a steady TV career. He broke out on Sunset Beach, then Third Watch, and became a familiar face on CSI Miami, Ugly Betty, and 90210. Off-screen, his romance with Leanne Rimes turned him into tabloid gold, but he's kept working, most recently starring in a 2021 Netflix sitcom. Kelly Slater. Here's a unique Baywatch story. Kelly Slater joined the show in 1992 as Jimmy Slade, a chill surf kid basically playing himself. He wasn't an actor, he was already a professional surfer. After a season or two, he ditched the set for real waves and made history. Slater went on to win 11 World Surf League titles, redefine modern surfing, and become the sport's biggest icon. Hollywood was just a detour. He built a global brand, launched a surfwear line, and created his own eco-friendly surf ranch with perfect man-made waves. Now in his 50s, Slater still competes and still wins against athletes half his age. For him, Baywatch was a footnote. The ocean was his real stage, and he's been riding the spotlight ever since. Gina Lee Nolin. As Neely Capshaw, Gina Lee Nolin was Baywatch's resident troublemaker. Blonde, bold, and always stirring the pot. Off-screen, her story had just as many twists. She left the show in 1998 to star in Sheena, playing the Queen of the Jungle. The series ran from 2000 to 2002 and gained a cult following before Nolin stepped away from Hollywood. Behind the scenes, she'd been battling undiagnosed thyroid disease, a struggle that turned her into a passionate health advocate. Her 2013 book, Beautiful Inside and Out, about overcoming thyroid illness, became a top 5 health bestseller. Today, Gina lives a quieter life in Arizona with her family, occasionally popping up for cameos like killing Hasselhoff. Once a tabloid favorite, now a wellness advocate and mom of three, Nolin traded fame for peace, and she's never looked back. Now, not every Baywatch actor went on to a thriving acting career after hanging up the rescue can. Let's look at a few who stepped out of the limelight. Yasmine Bleeth. In the mid-1990s, Yasmine Bleeth was everywhere. As Caroline Holden, she became one of Baywatch's brightest stars, gracing magazine covers, landing endorsements, and earning a spot on People's 50 Most Beautiful list. But fame hit hard. By 2000, Bleeth's life was spiraling due to a drug addiction that nearly cost her everything. After a near-fatal overdose and arrest in 2001, she walked away from Hollywood to rebuild her life. She's been brutally honest about that period, crediting recovery and the man she met in rehab, now her husband, for saving her. Since then, Yasmine's lived almost entirely off the grid. No social media, no interviews, just peace and privacy. In 2021, she made a quiet return with a small role in an indie film, her first in 18 years. It wasn't a comeback, just a hello. To fans, she'll always be the stunning brunette racing down the beach. To herself, the real victory is survival, and a life lived on her own terms. Nicole Eggert, an 80s teen star from Charles in Charge. Nicole Eggert joined Baywatch as Summer Quinn, the wholesome small-town lifeguard who became a 90s favorite. When she left in 1994, her career slowed but never stopped. She appeared in TV movies, guest spots, and reality shows like Celebrity Fit Club before pivoting to something totally different, running her own ice cream truck in Los Angeles. The tabloids called it a fall from fame, but Nicole called it a huge success and a ton of fun, a flexible gig for a single mom and a fresh start on her own terms. In recent years, she's reconnected with the Baywatch legacy, helping produce the upcoming documentary, Baywatch: The American Dream. She's also faced tough battles, including a breast cancer diagnosis, which she's tackling with trademark resilience. Eggert's post-Baywatch story isn't about glamour, it's about grit, growth, and carving out a life beyond the spotlight. Erika Eleniac. Erika Eleniac was Baywatch's original It Girl, the first blonde bombshell to sprint down the sand in slow motion. She even filmed Under Siege while still on the show, famously popping out of that cake and into pop culture history. Eleniac left Baywatch in 1992 at its peak to chase a film career, landing hits like Under Siege and The Beverly Hillbillies. But by the late 90s, roles dried up as typecasting and personal struggles took their toll, including a broken engagement to co-star Billy Warlock. In the 2000s, she quietly stepped back, focusing on motherhood, health, and life in Canada. Her honesty on Celebrity Fit Club in 2006, discussing body image and post-fame pressure, won her new fans. Today, Erika lives a peaceful life, occasionally appearing in reunion specials and hosting a podcast where she shares Hollywood memories. Donna D'Errico. Joining Baywatch in 1996 as Donna Marco, Donna D'Errico seemed destined for superstardom, a former Playboy centerfold with undeniable screen presence. She juggled Baywatch and Baywatch Nights, married rock legend Nikki Sixx, and briefly lived that Hollywood high life before stepping back when the show ended. But her story took a wild turn. In the 2010s, D'Errico made headlines for chasing a lifelong dream, finding Noah's Ark. She trained as a mountain climber and led an expedition up Turkey's Mount Ararat, where she suffered a nasty fall but refused to quit. These days, she's embraced social media on her own terms, proudly posting swimsuit photos in her 50s and shutting down ageist trolls with confidence. Acting comes and goes, but D'Errico's real legacy is her fearlessness. From Baywatch to biblical archaeology, she's proof that the most interesting journeys happen when you stop following the script. Jeremy Jackson. As Hobie Buchanan, Jeremy Jackson literally grew up on Baywatch, from age 10 to 19. In the 90s, he was a teen idol, releasing a short-lived pop album and even opening for Hasselhoff's concerts. But when the show ended in 1999, real life got rough. By 19, Jackson was battling drug addiction, arrests, and years of chaos that followed. Rehab stints, a leaked sex tape, celebrity rehab in 2011, and a disastrous Celebrity Big Brother exit in 2015. That same year, 2 violent incidents led to jail time and a near-total collapse. The good news? He's turned it around. Now sober, Jackson works as a personal trainer and recovery coach, using his story to help others avoid the same mistakes. In 2023, he appeared in a Baywatch documentary, opening up about his past and earning support from his old castmates. Jeremy Jackson's Hollywood chapter crashed hard, but his comeback is real. He may not be acting anymore, but he's finally living the redemption story Hobie deserved. Traci Bingham. Traci Bingham made history in 1996 as Baywatch's first black female lifeguard, playing the confident and glamorous Jordan Tate. After leaving in 1998, she traded acting for reality TV fame, appearing on The Surreal Life, Fame Games, Celebrity Big Brother, and countless pop culture cameos, often parodying her own bombshell image. A devoted animal rights activist, she also fronted PETA's famous Lettuce Bikini campaign. Though serious acting roles proved elusive, Traci owned her spotlight, turning personality into a career. Today, she lives quietly but still embraces her Baywatch legacy, forever remembered sprinting down the sand in iconic red. David Charvet. As brooding lifeguard Matt Brody, David Charvet set teen hearts racing in the mid-90s. After Baywatch, he jumped to Melrose Place in a few action flicks, seemingly destined for heartthrob stardom. But in the early 2000s, Charvet made a surprising pivot, leaving acting to pursue music in his native France. His French-language pop albums produced a few hits and tours, earning him real success overseas. By the 2000s, he switched gears again, focusing on family life with then-wife Brooke Burns and their 2 kids. He also launched a home-building company in Los Angeles, trading scripts for blueprints. Now long out of the spotlight, Charvet says he doesn't miss fame. He chose a quieter, more grounded life by design. From teen idol to builder and dad, he walked away from Hollywood on his own terms and never looked back. Michael Newman. You may not know his name, but every Baywatch fan remembers Newmy. Michael Newman wasn't an actor. He was a real Los Angeles County lifeguard hired to play himself. Across 150 episodes, more than anyone but Hasselhoff, he was the show's steady, good-hearted anchor. When Baywatch ended in 2001, Newman simply returned to real life, continuing his dual career as a firefighter and lifeguard, jobs he'd balanced even during filming. He often joked the show was just a side gig that paid better than lifeguarding. In 2006, he was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, and true to his spirit, met it head-on. Newman became an advocate for Parkinson's awareness, working with the Michael J. Fox Foundation and sharing his story to inspire others. He appeared at the After Baywatch documentary premiere in August 2024, his trademark warmth still shining through. Just 2 months later, he passed away at 67, surrounded by family and friends. Michael Newman may not have chased fame, but he embodied the lifeguard ideal on and off screen, saving lives, mentoring others, and leaving behind a legacy of courage and kindness. In all these cases, Baywatch itself was the shining moment, the role and the platform that gave these actors their slice of pop culture immortality. So who had the most impressive post-Baywatch career, and who do you most wish we'd seen more of? Let me know your thoughts. And if I missed anyone, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.